Hey YouTube, I want to talk about the American Silver Eagle, why I stack it, and some of its advantages. I'll even try to throw in a couple disadvantages as well. First, I need to do the whole YouTube disclaimer thing. I am not a financial or tax professional. Do not take any of the information in this video as financial or tax advice. All the information in this video is my opinion and my opinion only. Do your own research and consult with professionals that you trust if you need to. All right, let's get into it. The American Silver Eagle is the world's favorite bullion coin, and I think it's a beautiful vehicle for wealth preservation. It was introduced by the U.S. Mint on 24 November 1986 and has been minted ever since. The obverse of this coin was designed by Adolph A Weinman, who was a sculptor, and he was actually a student of Augustus Saint Gaudens, the designer of the Saint Gaudens double eagle, whose artwork is now well known for being the obverse of the American gold eagle. Look at that. What a beautiful pair. But the obverse of this coin, the design was actually originally used on the silver Walking Liberty $50, which was in circulation in the United States and was minted between the years of 1916 and 1947. This was my grandfather's coin, and it's very special to me. Obverse depicts Lady Liberty, draped in the American flag, walking westward towards the shining sun. Her right hand is open as a sign of welcome, and her left arm is cradling a bouquet of laurel and oak to symbolize strength and victory. The reverse was designed by John M. Mercanti, and it depicts an eagle behind a shield holding an olive branch in his right talon, which is a symbol of peace, and arrows in his left talon, which I'm not exactly sure what that symbolizes, but it looks cool. The 13 stars in the form of a triangle represent the original 13 sovereign but United States of America. This coin also contains all the usual characteristics of U.S. coinage, such as United States of America, the motto, "In God We Trust, E Pluribus Unum," the word liberty, the year. The irony of this coin's design actually is the obverse of this coin was designed during arguably the worst era in American history, at least when it comes to the expansion of tyrannical government power and the infringement of our liberties as a whole. So this coin was minted between the years of 1916 and 1947. So what was going on during those years? So let's see. We had the newly created Federal Reserve. We had the enactment of the federal income tax, as well as the 17th Amendment, which caused states to have less representation in Congress, leading to a further expansion of centralized federal power. There were the inflationary policies of the Federal Reserve, which led us into the Depression of 1921, the Great Depression of 1929, and not to mention, it allowed the government to participate in an unnecessary war, which led to thousands of Americans dying for a cause that was not the protection of our liberty, but rather to line the pockets of the war profiteers. We also had FDR with his massive expansion of government power and his fascist government control of the economy. I mean, the guy threw innocent American citizens in internment camps. And this is the guy that the left cheers. So, unfortunately, the Walking Liberty design was actually minted during a time of intense infringement of our liberties. But it's a beautiful design nonetheless, and I think of it more as a representation of what America was before that time, the time of the Industrial Revolution, America's largest economic expansion, which was a direct result of the liberty that individuals had to pursue their own self-interest. But anyway, let me get into the 3 reasons why I stack American Silver Eagles. And at the end, I'll have some honorable mentions in case some of you perceive them as advantages. I'm not going to get into the reasons why I think silver stacking is a good idea in general, but I'm going to focus on the specifics of why I choose the Silver Eagle over other forms of bullion. So reason number 1, beauty. Like I said, regardless of what was happening during the time the Walking Liberty design was introduced, this is an absolutely beautiful coin. With beautiful Lady Liberty and the beaming rays of the sun over the mountains, and on the reverse we have an eagle, which represents freedom. I think that this is a truly stunning coin. Reason number 2, trust and liquidity. The American Silver Eagle is the most liquid and trusted silver bullion coin on the face of this earth. They are a great way to save in silver, and you can offload them with ease if you are ever in need of the funds. Reason number 3, trust and liquidity during an economic crisis or barter economy. The U.S. government, as well as the whole world, has inflated their currencies to a scale which has never been seen before in human history. We are in a disgusting amount of debt, both public and private. There has been a massive amount of malinvestment in the world economy, and I'm just saying, I think it's likely that shit will go down eventually. I hope that it won't, but I expect that it will. I'm not saying that we'll be bartering with silver in our lifetimes, but I do think it's definitely possible. Alongside of your other preps, if the government control of our economy ever catches up to us, and there is some kind of crisis or collapse, I think American Silver Eagles, at a bare minimum, will at least allow you to preserve your purchasing power so you can temporarily convert your silver into fiat in order to pay for things that you need. So, overall, I think it's possible that the American Silver Eagle will have the most trust and liquidity during an economic collapse or barter economy, if that ever happens. So those are the 3 main reasons why I stack American Silver Eagles. I do want to mention a couple honorable mentions, though. These are not the reasons why I stack them, but I figured a lot of you could at least take something away from it. So honorable mention number 1, privacy. Due to tyrannical government regulation, if you were to go sell your silver, coin dealers are required to report most precious metal transactions over $10,000 to the IRS. American Eagles, along with a few other coins, are exempt from this reporting simply because these coins were introduced to the market after the legislation was passed. So after the legislation that requires reporting for transactions over $10,000 was passed. So they were left off of the legislation. Although dealers are not required to report the transaction of American Silver Eagles when you sell them, you are still forced to pay whatever taxes the IRS claims you owe them. Owe in air quotes. But it's pretty much based on the honor system. So if you have a boatload of silver that you're looking to offload for any reason, you may see this as a positive for whatever reason. So honorable mention number 2. Dealers will usually pay more for Silver Eagles. My dealer pays $1 under spot for generic rounds and $1 over spot for American Eagles. Now, that means he pays $2 more for Silver Eagles. So if the premium of a Silver Eagle is $3 over spot, and the premium of a generic round is $1.50 over spot, if spot does not change and you go to resell those to your dealer, the premium difference between the generic round and the American Eagle is not going to matter because the dealer will pay $2 more per coin over spot. And the premium is $2 more on Silver Eagles than generic rounds. So it evens out. So that's a real positive because you want to we pay that extra premium for the brand recognition and trust. But if we ever have to sell them, then you'll be able to get a good amount of that premium back at least. So that is one positive that for American Silver Eagles. That necessarily isn't the reason why I stack them though. All right, honorable mention number 3. American Silver Eagles are IRA approved. Now, I am not the guy to ask about precious metal IRAs. I do not currently have a self-directed IRA or any IRA or 401k for that matter. I do know a little bit about precious metal IRAs. Actually, compared to most people or the average person, I probably know a lot, but not enough to feel comfortable giving you my opinion on the matter. But I can tell you that American Silver Eagles are considered investment grade and IRA eligible. Although the Silver Eagles that are already in your possession out of your IRA are not eligible. If you would like to open up a self-directed IRA and use it to invest in precious metals, I think American Silver Eagles would be a great choice. So there you have it. Those are the 3 reasons why I stack American Silver Eagles, and I personally recommend them, and I think that they're a great choice and should be a large part of the base in your silver stack, especially if you're an American and living in America. That is my personal opinion. Most of my base consists of both American Eagles and low premium silver bars. So let's get into a couple disadvantages. Let's try to think of a couple. I would say one possible disadvantage to stacking Silver Eagles, and if anyone can think of any other advantages or disadvantages, please let me know what you think in the comments. But one possible disadvantage to stacking American Eagles is that the premiums for Silver Eagles, like I said, are usually a couple bucks higher over spot than your generic silver round. So they are slightly less affordable than generic bullion. Depending on the reasons why you stack and your financial situation, you may perceive this as a possible disadvantage. Another possible disadvantage is that during an economic collapse or barter economy, if the value of silver drastically increases, then it may be hard to break change when you're trying to buy some eggs and bacon or whatever. In that case, that's why it's good to stack constitutional silver, like this Winged Liberty dime. Very important, especially if you stack for preparatory reasons, to stack constitutional silver. Or another good option would be fractional silver bullion, like this 10th ounce Buffalo round. I really like these things. The only problem is the premiums are pretty high. So I would recommend probably leaning more towards the constitutional silver side. But I think that 3/9 fine fractional silver rounds are a good idea to have in your stack, especially if you stack for preparatory reasons, like I said. But hypothetically, even if the economy did, say, collapse and the value of silver exponentially increased, I'm kind of hoping there would be some way to exchange your 1 ounce or heavier bullion for fractionals. But it's still a good idea to be diversified with constitutional silver or fractional bullion, regardless, especially if you stack for preparatory reasons, like I said. So there you have it, YouTube. Those are the reasons why I stack American Silver Eagles. Once again, I highly recommend them. It's a beautiful coin, and I don't think you can go wrong with them. So thank you very much for watching. Please rate, comment, and subscribe. My schedule's been a little hectic lately, so I'm kind of going to be on an unorganized schedule when it comes to posting these videos. So make sure you tap that notifications button so you can get updates on my future content, and I'll talk to you later.